Jane Adventures Secrets of the Stars, the third story of Series 2, is written by Gareth Roberts and it's starring Elizabeth Sladen, Tommy Knight, Daniel Anthony, Anjali Mahindra and Alexander Armstrong. So yeah, the story features a villain called Martin Truman, who was a con artist turned astrologer who lived in East Action, London, England, and he's played by Bruce Abbott, and he really enjoyed his role. I think he's fantastic. So the story begins with a woman called Cheryl sitting with Martin Truman, who wouldn't take her mortgage money and admits that he's a fraud, so he looks out the window seeing the red energy and touched Cheryl's shoulder. So after the title sequence, Ronnie and her mum decide to go to Martin Truman's astrology cinema at East Action New Theatre and took Haresh, Luke and Clyde with them, and Sarah Jane came along. So everyone signs the date of birth, but Luke couldn't as he hasn't got any birthday, which bothered him. So Martin Truman's show began. I think this is a brilliant scene where you have Truman says the random birth month on 3 people, one of them Clyde Langer, and he got them to stand up and sit down with the power of suggestion, which is pretty funny. Martin predicted to several of the audience of their pasts, including Sarah Jane with her travels with the Doctor. Sarah Jane uses her scanner watch, and Martin is human, so the whole gang went to Mr. Smith to scan the area around the new theatre, East Action. So Sarah Jane and Ronnie sits with Martin Truman asking how he knew the Doctor and everything. He insists that astrology alone is responsible for his success, when he concludes the interview by warning Sarah Jane against opposing him. She has no choice but to leave. So Clyde takes a walk, but Martin Truman and Cheryl decide to kidnap him and transfer some of the ancient light power into Clyde to become his slave. Sarah Jane, Luke and Ronnie in the attic planning to stop Martin, but Clyde, who's possessed, came in and plans to kill them. The scene is pretty intense.
Sarah Jane, you must be destroyed.
Nothing is happening.
The others try to reason with him. Sarah Jane managed to get past Clyde to get out of the attic, but thankfully Luke managed to wake Clyde up.
I'm sorry.
Meanwhile, Martin Truman is on live and got people possessed, including Geeta. Haresh was freaked out.
This is mad. All because of that man on the television.
And they made a circle outside the theatre. Some included Geeta went inside. The ancient lights create a portal to the theatre, and it needed Martin Truman to rule the world because he was the chosen one. Sarah Jane tries to talk him out of it while the whole thing is pretty intense. Luke realised something, so he decided to unpossess people because he has no birthday, he has no star sign.
How have you done this?
I wasn't born. I have no birthday.
Because Martin Truman couldn't bear returning to his old life and chooses to become one with the stars, he got himself disintegrated into space, which is a sad moment. So in the end, everyone has no idea where Martin is, and a nice moment where Sarah Jane and Luke decide to pick a day as his own equivalent of a birthday. So that's Secrets of the Stars. It's an interesting story, I have to say. What do you guys think of this story? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, thanks for watching. The next one to talk about is The Mark of the Berserker. I shall see you then.